that with it.
Yeah. He just showing up.
He gonna learn today.
All right, here we go. This is gonna be TODD.
All right, good morning, class.
Good morning.
Morning. My name is Delandry Todd. I work for the Memphis Fire Department. Been on for 4 years. It'll be 5 in April. I'm a firefighter / advanced CMT. And today we are going to talk about SCBAs. Does anybody even know what SCBA stands for? Does it, you know what it means?
I get confused sometimes. Sometimes I think it's self-contained breathing apparatus or self-controlled breathing apparatus.
Self-controlled.
Self-contained. Gotcha.
Okay. So some of the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the different components to an SCBA, the safety precautions, and how do we properly clean an SCBA. So I don't have an actual SCBA in my possession today, but I have the different components, the visual aids for it. Can anybody tell me what this is?
It's a back harness. Back plate.
Yeah, it's your back plate and your harness. You can also adjust it. I know on some, you can also adjust it to make it fit to where it's comfortable to you, you know, because, you know, some people are short, some people are tall, you know. So that is your back plate. Yeah, just pass it over. Does anybody know what this is?
It's your air bottle.
Drager air pack.
That is your Drager air pack. That is your bottle. Does anybody know when is the appropriate time to switch out your air bottles?
With us, right now, strain anything below 3,000, you change it out.
Okay.
32 was.
Is this
32.
during your checkoffs or when
This is
you're
doing your
actually
checkoffs like
fighting?
in the morning, like when you're checking it off, and you look at that number. You know what is it normally?
Yeah, I think ours is 3,200.
Yeah.
Okay. That's correct. That's
So
Go ahead.
so inside there is it's oxygen in there.
There's oxygen in those tanks, and you have closed circuit and you have open circuit SCBAs. What we use on the fire department, we use the open circuit SCBAs. Oh, another thing about those bottles I meant to mention, they're hydrostatically tested. If you have the fiberglass ones, they're tested every 3 years. What we use on the fire department are the carbon fiber wrapped, and they're tested every 5 years.
I have a question. As far as those Drager packs, do they come in different sizes or are they all just one size?
They're just pretty much all in one size.
Okay.
Well, for the fire department, for what we use.
Is there like different sizes in case of like what's the question? Like RIT, I know sometimes on ours, we have a bigger one if we're doing like a rescue, and then we have the regular size.
Right. Right. Yeah, you do have like different sizes for RIT. What does RIT stand for?
I don't remember right now.
You know what RIT stands for?
Rapid intervention truck.
Yeah, that's what it is. I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you, man.
Anybody tell me what this is?
It's
That's our face piece.
That's your
our
face
mask.
piece. That's your face piece, and this would be your what?
regulator.
Your lung regulator.
Yeah.
And this would go into your face piece whenever you're using it. This right here is our pass device. And does anybody know what pass device means?
I know we use it. I know it goes off like after a certain amount of time of no motion. It's kind of like those acronyms. Sometimes we have a hard time hearing.
It's
Personal alert safety system. Is that what it is?
That is. That's
Personal
correct.
alert
Personal
safety
alert safety system.
Yes.
And it can be manually set off, or if you don't move within like 15 to 30 seconds, it'll go off on its own. So you want to, whenever you're like, you know, doing fire services or, you know, doing operations, you want to keep, you know, moving, so or else it'll just go on its own. It's really used for like if you have like a down firefighter and they haven't moved in like within 15 to 30 seconds. So, you know, they're able to find them if they're down. All right, so those are the components of an SCBA. We're gonna get into PowerPoint. I forgot, our reference is, it's coming out of the Fundamentals of Firefighter Skills, Jones and Bartlett, second edition. Okay, so, we always want to make sure that we learn to recognize the low air alarm. Like you said, what was that, that number for when the air gets too low, when we want to switch it out?
But it's 32, but I mean, we'll work it into the red.
Okay. Yeah, you want to make sure that you hear that and you recognize that, okay, like if you're deep into like a house somewhere and that alarm goes off, you want to make sure that you give yourself ample amount of time to get out and remove yourself from that environment before you run out of air. They say as soon as it goes off, you want to exit. We typically, like you said, run it until we get into the red, but you really don't want to do that. As soon as it goes off, you really want to get out and get that bottle changed. But before you get out, what are you going to do? Are you just going to go out by yourself? What are you going to do?
Need to let whoever's in there with you, hey, we need to go, my low air alarm's going off.
Right.
Can I guess follow the 2 in, 2 out rule?
2 in, 2 out, man. What else could that be called?
Buddy rule?
Yeah, buddy rule. So that furthermore, that brings us to here where, you know, you always want to work in teams of 2 and the buddy rule. And then you always, whenever you go out, you always want to have 2 people waiting outside, like the red team we talked about earlier. You always want to have somebody outside ready to take over operations if, in case you have to, just for whatever reason, have to go. You and your buddy have to go out of the house, out of, you know, a hostile environment. Whenever your air bottle does go off, you don't want to be frantic. You always want to just keep calm because you still have a good amount of time, a good amount of air in those cylinders. So you don't want to just, you know, lose your head. Stay calm. See on your pass device, look and see how much air you have on there. And let your buddy know. Well, matter of fact, he's going to hear your stuff go off anyway if you're all together like you should be.
Okay.
And he's going to check your air and see how much you have in it. If you're ever in danger, like I said, you can manually, there's a button on there. There are different pass devices. Everybody has different pass devices, not all the same. But it's a button on there, and you want to make sure you know that button and how to operate it. And you want to hit that button whenever you like get down, you hurt yourself, something collapsed on you. You want to manually hit that button. And you know, we all wear flashlights inside of when we were fighting fire anyway, so it says use your hand and light to attract attention. You always want to keep your portable radio on you. You always want to make sure that you have a good battery on it. That's part of the checkoffs in the morning. When you're checking off your SCBA, you want to make sure that you check off your batteries on your radios. All right.
So we need to go ahead, and before we set our pass device off though, if we're in trouble, go ahead and get on the radio and call for a mayday though, right?
We want to call for a mayday, and do you know how to properly call for a mayday?
Yeah, we use the lunar method, right?
The lunar method.
Like location, unit number, what you need, name, air supply, and resources that you need.
Right. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is correct. So we're going to talk about how we properly clean an SCBA.
Before we start, I have a question. What if I'm in a fire and my low alarm is getting ready to go off, or it's going off now, and I tug my buddy, I tell him to come on, but he still wants to stay in and fight the fire?
Well, you need to let him know that, hey, look, we need to go. We need to get out of this because I need to switch off my air bottle. I would actually, if I was in a situation like that, I would actually, if he's just saying no, completely no, I'm not going, I would locate, I'll contact my incident commander and let them know, hey, this is so-and-so on whatever piece of equipment that you're on. I'm in this fire, my air bottle's low. Just let them know the situation and everything that's going on.
And just follow the tagline or either the hose off.
Right. Right.
Okay, gotcha.
So what do you do like in the morning when you checking off your stuff, when you checking off all your equipment as far as like SCBA wise? What do you do?
Should, hook up and breathe air.
Okay. You checking to see how much air you have in it.
Checking to see how much and making sure that
Make sure all the connections
yeah,
are working
everything's
properly.
working, all the seals are there.
Make sure your bottle pressure and your pass pressure match.
Mm.
Make sure your pass goes off, your low air alarm goes off.
Making sure my buttons on my my little regulator are working, my stopper, and then the other side.
Right, right. So I had a situation where, I came in that morning. You want to make sure that you check off your stuff every morning. I had one of those days. I went in. I might have just checked my radio. I didn't check the bottle pressure on like I was supposed to. This is like when I first got on. This is not recent or anything like that.
Okay.
We ended up having a big fire later on that night. As soon as I got in there, I would say like no more than like 10 minutes, my bottle started going on. And my lieutenant was hot. If you could imagine, he was furious about that because he was like, there is no way that your bottle was that low and you sucked up that much air in that little amount of time, which he was right. I didn't check it. I was supposed to check it. And, from then on, I make sure that I check it every day. We're going to talk about cleaning the SCBA. All right. You want to make sure that you inspect it for any damage that may have occurred before cleaning. A lot of guys, I'm at like a hot station, and a lot of guys, they don't properly clean anything off. Some guys just don't properly clean anything off if they have a fire the night before. So you also want to make sure that you don't have any type of debris on that stuff, because you don't want to bring any of that stuff home. You don't want to inhale any of that stuff. It's dangerous to you. So you want to make sure that you properly inspect it. Like I said, I don't have an actual face piece, but we're going to remove the face piece from the regulator. We're going to remove the face piece from the regulator. This is part of the regulator. And on some models it says the regulator also can be removed. I know on ours we can't. We used to have Drager, but now we moved over to MSA. You want to detach the SCBA cylinder from the harness.
And the harness is the same thing as the back plate,
The
right?
harness is the same thing as your back plate. So this is your back plate, and we're removing the seal from the back plate. And also, I would say you want to go outside and do this. You don't want to do this inside the bay. I would take this like on a wash bay on the side of the fire station. Rinse all the parts off of it with clean water from your hose outside. Yeah, you just want to make sure you get all of it.
What about like soap and stuff? Can you soap it up?
So that's what you want to use. You want to use soapy water, and some stations just have an actual like solution that you can use. Yeah, some people have like an actual solution that they use strictly just for SCBA cleaning. Alright, so after you do that, you want to scrub the SCBA cylinder and harness. You want to rinse it and set it to the side. So when I was talking about that solution, it has you want to use like it says a 5-gallon bucket or whatever you got to use at the station. That's what you're going to use. Make a mixture of mild soap and water, and you want to make sure that you have like a soft scrubber at the station, so you can properly scrub out the cylinders and the harness and everything else. You want to submerge the SCBA face piece into the soapy water or cleaning. A lot of people I know do not clean their face piece, and you should. I mean, because the thing about it is, like, you know, we go into these environments and we're all these carcinogens, and you know what I'm saying, everything that all the debris from pulling ceiling to everything are just, you know, they get stuck on your face piece. So we want to make sure that, and then, you know, a lot of people want to keep their stuff dirty because
Mirror thing.
it's like a mirror thing. It's like a macho thing. It's like, you know, the dirtier I am, the more it looks like I'm working.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to keep that stuff clean because you don't want to keep inhaling that same stuff. You want to try to get your stuff, like turnouts and stuff like that, clean as much as possible. I know I need to, but
Yeah, I was reminded last week with mine. That's why mine is clean now. I hadn't cleaned mine in a while, and
what made you clean it?
I had a little connection piece in here. My little indicator when it connects to the Drago bottles, lets you know the pressure and everything. It fell off in front of my chief, and my chief said, "Let me see." I put it on there, and he did like this, and he rubbed his finger across there. He looked up at me. He's like, "You know you're supposed to be cleaning this, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, chief, yeah."
So it was that dirty?
Yeah. So he put it in there, and he looked at me. He said, "What are you finna do?" I said, "I'm finna go clean it, chief." He said, "Okay."
So when you washed it, did you use the same mixture?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, a little soap, water, a little mild soap, a little water, cleaned it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And did you
a
also
little 5-gallon bucket.
You also cleaned your regulator? The goat that's attached to you?
No, it was just
Just
just this piece right here. Cause it was
But
a piece there.
after you submerge this and clean this off, you want to make sure that you clean your regulator the same way you clean it and everything else on the SCBA, soapy water. Following the manufacturer instructions, you really want to look that up and actually do it the right way. You don't want to damage your equipment and get into a situation where you got to fight a fire and your equipment's not working properly. And you want to completely rinse the face piece and the regulator with clean water. Set them aside. And then after that, you're just going to reassemble the SCBA. So, I need to get somebody to, we're just going to since we don't have an actual SCBA, we're just going to talk through what we would do to clean it. If I can just get a volunteer.
I volunteer Kevin.
You volunteer Kevin? I'll take Kevin.
That's fine.
All right. So, we
See
got all
all the
the
pieces.
we got all the components and the pieces. You got a cylinder, the back plate. You got an actual face piece. So,
Alright. So to start off, I'm gonna do my basic check off. Make sure everything's there, pressure works, they match, pass device, it's good. All my straps are let out. Then I'm gonna go ahead and inspect my air pack itself, my SCBA.
so how would you inspect it? Like, what are you looking for?
I'm gonna make sure that there's no debris stuffed in it, make sure all my straps, none of them are cut, they're let out all the way. On my bottle, I'm gonna make sure that it's not nicked or cut, not leaking anywhere. And then I'll do a full, put my mask and everything on and make sure I get a good seal around it and I'm breathing good air.
Okay.
So,
All right.
from there, then I'm gonna go ahead and take my SCBA bottle and take it off of my back plate.
Okay.
And do y'all's bottles, do they have the quick connects on it like
They do.
ours do? Okay.
They do.
So I'll go ahead and take that off, press down, twist it, pop my bottle off, take my strap, remove it, go ahead and take, if applicable, take my regulator, remove it from the back plate, and take my face piece and have it all laid out.
Okay. So you got all your pieces out to the side. Everything is disassembled. So, what's the first thing you want to do after you have everything all to the side?
One, make sure everything's there, and then two, go ahead and get whatever kind of soapy water mixture that I'm gonna have.
Right.
Had all this set up outside. Have my soap and water mixture, and then go ahead and make sure I have some kind of scrub brush or something to clean everything thoroughly with.
Right. So before you wash it with the soapy water, what are you gonna wash it with first?
Probably just spray it down with just regular water.
You're gonna
Just
just
make sure
use you're just gonna use like regular clean water first to spray everything down.
get all the big debris off of it.
Right. Right. And then you're gonna use the soapy water to rinse and just scrub.
Okay.
And so what are you doing after that?
So once I've cleaned everything washed it originally with just regular water, then come back soap and water, then at the very end of it, then I'm going to go ahead and spray everything down with clean water, making sure I get any soap, residue, anything off of it, between my pack, my bottle, my regulator, my face piece, and then I'll go ahead and hang everything in a safe location close to the truck. That way if we do get a call, hang it out where it'll dry properly.
Okay. So if we can backtrack just a little bit, how would you clean your face piece?
So for my face piece, like you said, go ahead and rinse it down with just regular water. Then I'll go ahead and use my soap and water mixture to clean my face piece. And then once you get through with that, spray everything back down. And what I like to do when I get through with it is I come back with an alcohol prep, and I clean around my seal, and then clean the front of my mask off also.
That's good.
And
That's
then
nice.
let it dry.
That's good. Anybody else do that?
No, the alcohol prep.
That's something that he actually just told me with the alcohol
Yeah,
prep.
you really just
That's
taught me
that's
something.
pretty good, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start doing that also.
And I do that, and then I also come back and on our face pieces, we've got a amplified microphone on it. I check to make sure it works, and then after this is all put back together, then I'll still go back and recheck everything and make sure I don't have any leaks after I've cleaned it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's excellent. Good job. So how often do y'all clean your SCBAs? Like actually, like seriously? In all seriousness.
You should clean it after you been in a working fire. But also, being in a bag, whatever you keep it in, it's gonna collect dust. It's gonna be, you're gonna. Sometimes you're not always gonna go in the fire, but you're gonna break out your face piece. So you're gonna expose it to, Just the other day, I set mine down in the grass, so I need to get the grass out of there. So you still need to, as you check it, look at it, and I guess use your best judgment as far as cleanliness goes. Probably once a set will do if you're not using it on actual fire.
Anybody want to put anything on that? No.
Yeah, I think he hit every point.
Okay. Any questions on anything that we discussed today?
As far as the components, like you said, I know you touched on there being several different face pieces out there. We're actually allowed to take the display out and clean behind all that stuff. What's your opinion on privates, dealing with them? Because it's all soft plastic. It's not always the easiest to remove.
You talking about the face piece?
Yeah, disassembling it, the face piece itself.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to do it. I would clean it the way that he just explained that he would do it. But as far as like
getting in those
actually
nooks and
like
crannies.
taking that stuff out,
Yeah.
I really would not want to fool with that.
Yeah.
Because if you put it back together the wrong way and you get inside a fire,
Yeah.
you're in jeopardy. You're at risk.
You're risking more of a chance of
Not coming out.
Cause I'm not
They're
I'm
not
not an
functioning
airtight tech.
properly.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
So
That's what I was getting at. We have people that are airpack techs and know those things in and out. But you know how they tell you sometimes they
So
come
you're
by
on
and
discretion.
show you, and you know,
Yeah.
they'll show you how to remove certain things. I never really felt comfortable removing a whole lot of pieces from it and trying to take things out and all that.
Right, no, I wouldn't recommend it. You know, that's what those guys get paid for.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you do see any type of issue with it, I would not take anything out of it besides just on the regular cleaning. That would be the only thing that I would do with that face piece.
Yeah.
Because then, you know, they can always come back and hold you accountable and put
Yeah.
paper on you. When I mean put paper on you, I mean like if you like an oral or written.
Recommend anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you.
That concludes this presentation. We don't have any more questions. We are going to take a quiz, quick quiz after this, and I'm gonna have you all do a quick teacher evaluation.
All right.
Cool.
And,
Sounds good.
that concludes my presentation for today.
All right.